you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of November 15 to the 21st. Okay, let's get started and see what major themes and guiding messages that we have for Sagittarius as they move through their week. Keep in mind that we do have a partial lunar eclipse on the 19th, and I will be doing a reading for that for the collective, so you can keep your eyes out for that. Okay, Sagittarius, what is the energy or the messages of the major themes for you this week? Okay, let's see what popped out here. Adjustments are required. Okay, Sag. Leo got that as well. Your dreams need a practical plan moving forward after these adjustments potentially, and surrender to the divine. Full moon. Interesting. Okay, so surrendering to the divine, adjustments are required, and your dreams need a practical plan. Bottom of the deck, don't let your pride get in the way. Okay, so this is interesting. If you take these messages all together, you would see a picture here of moving forward. I feel like Sagittarius is going to be moving forward, but they need to make some adjustments and to have a practical plan. But I feel like the idea of surrendering to the divine is this idea of not feeling like you have to attach all the outcomes yourself, like to just do the what, right? Focus on the what and the why, and let the universe figure out the how. Let the universe figure out the how without letting your pride get in the way, because look at that. You are very close to achieving your goal. Okay, you're very close to achieving your goal, and the end of a difficult cycle is approaching. So as you end this difficult cycle, it's going to be important to hold your vision. Holy moly, lots of really clear messages here for you, Sagittarius, and to make the necessary adjustments as this rough cycle comes to an end. And because it somehow is, it's a rough cycle, but once it ends, you're going to feel free. That's my feeling. And it's going to be important to not let your pride get in the way as you surrender to the divine. Okay? Very interesting messages here for Sagittarius. Now, let's see here. What is the current situation for Sagittarius and the obstacle? The current situation, oops, just flew on the floor. And the obstacle, please. Thank you. Okay. So the current situation for Sagittarius is this Ace of Pentacles. So you truly are starting something new, and you may need a practical plan to put it into place, but you're being given this gift. Okay, but I think it's coming from the end of something, right? You're starting over here. This is an ace, so you are starting over, and I feel like your obstacle right now is maybe too much information. And too much information, the Hierophant here, too much information from conventional sources of spirituality, or from people trying to give you advice and counsel you. And I feel like that is almost creating an obstacle for you to just do your adjustments and move through on this new path. It's almost like seeking out too much advice and guidance is sort of part of a challenge. It's creating a challenge for you to begin this new path. It's almost like, when we involve or invite people to give us their guidance and their wisdom and their perspective and their, everything, the advice that they have for us. Sometimes, it's not for us. That's their perception of the situation. So I feel like it's important for you to check in with yourself here, and to design your future the way you see it, not the way anyone else tells you to move forward. Now, what is top of mind here for Sagittarius as they go through their week? What is top of mind for Sagittarius as they go through their week is the Knight of Cups. So this idea of sort of a new dimension of emotion. So to me, the Knight of Cups always brings in transformation through emotion. So something comes along to change the dynamic in an emotional pathway. So I feel like top of mind for you is this idea of, what am I going to do with all these new emotions? And the bottom of the deck is a Queen of Pentacles followed by the Wheel of Fortune, which to me says that things are going to be very abundant and blessed for you, and you're going to be very secure, and there is a fortuitous shift. But I can't help but feel like it's coming from the end of something painful. I feel like Sagittarius is going to experience the end of a chapter and begin a new chapter. And I feel for some of you that the ending is going to be difficult to adjust, right? It's going to be difficult to adjust, but once you do adjust emotionally, right? Once you adjust emotionally to this shift, you're going to be sort of, again, you're going to have all the dreams that you can desire here, but you'll need a plan. You'll need a plan. But the Queen of Pentacles is very self-sufficient and she takes care of it. So I feel like that energy will be around you and it will be a fortuitous shift, even though it might come from something that doesn't feel fortuitous because it's emotionally difficult to move past, that you will experience a fortuitous shift once you make the necessary adjustments and surrender to the divine. And I feel like that's maybe why we're seeing the Hierophant in the challenge position here, because it involves you surrendering, not necessarily finding guidance and advice from others. It's almost just surrendering, right? And it's like you don't need to talk to anybody. You can if you want to, but I feel like it's gonna sort of become an obstacle for you because everything you need is within you. Everything you need is within you, Sag. And I feel like you almost need to surrender that. You almost need to surrender yourself to the divine and just let things unfold, and they will unfold in a fortuitous way. You will be secure. You will be self-sufficient. Your life will feel enriched and blessed, right? But there are some adjustments required. Something is shifting here for Sag. That came out right away. Seven of Cups. Yeah, there might be a part of you sort of going, well, what option should I pick? Which way do I go emotionally now? How do I adjust? And I'm here to tell you that none of these options serve you. You need to go into the unfamiliar through this surrender here. And that these options are all distractions that speak of the past you, not the future you, right? Sometimes I think of the Seven of Cups as being like, on multiple choice tests where they have answers that are really close to the actual answer, but they're not the actual answer. I think they call them distractor questions because they're designed to sort of test you to see, have you learned about this topic? Do you realize that this is from the past and this is from the, this isn't you anymore? And you're sitting there humming and hawing and thinking about it, right? And that's fair. This is potentially you making those adjustments emotionally and choosing a practical plan moving forward as opposed to an emotional plan. Very interesting. And I feel like that's coming up for you. That's coming up right away here. That's coming up for you. Your inner dialogue is one. There's the Devil. This card comes up a lot sometimes for Sag. In the readings I do for Sagittarius on YouTube and my clients that are Sagittarius, this card comes up. I feel like the adjustments that are required, you might be tempted to sort of disengage. You don't want to maybe be surrendering to the universe. It's almost like your ego is going to try and pull you into a dynamic where it's like, oh, this is really hard. Let's lose ourselves in something. And that's different for everyone. Some people escape the reality of what's happening in difficult situations through different addictions, different mental perspectives, just completely denying these things. And it's interesting. Or sometimes we go along the side of the ego and say, I don't want to feel pain, so I'm going to just dissociate from that and not surrender. And I feel like your inner dialogue might be pulling you towards that right now, pulling you towards your demons, pulling you towards escaping from this adjustment. And I feel like surrendering to the divine is the advice that goes against the Devil card, right? Is the advice that goes against the Devil card. When you surrender to the divine, you're ready to sort of open yourself up to experience all the emotions and all the feelings and not hide from them, not deny them, not escape from them, right? Not dilute them. But let's do this. I'm going to feel this and heal this and surrender to the divine and make the adjustments that are necessary. And maybe your pride is one of your demons, right? That could be for some of the Sagittariuses out there. Maybe the idea of extending your hand out to ask for help, you feel too proud to do that. or maybe it's enough of that. Maybe you do that too much and you must rely on yourself here, right? To fulfill your self-sufficiency on your own, and to believe that this change is going to lead to something in the end that will make you feel empowered in yourself. Yeah, so interesting. Perhaps this is happening to reveal to you what your demons are, right? Interesting. So what is the outer expression here of Sagittarius as they go through this? The World. Yeah, you're wrapping things up and it shows. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the World. So the universe is giving you a big leg up here. There's, there's this feeling that you're closing out a cycle. Something is shifting that you're going to require an adjustment to, but everything is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You might need to do some practical planning around some of this shift, but that it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. You've got so many major arcanas on here. The Wheel, Fortune, the Devil, the World card, the Hierophant. Like, these are big, big moments for you, Sag, and it's going to be quite transformative, I feel. What are you concerned about but wanting at the same time? What are you concerned about but wanting at the same time? I would say it's a release of some kind. You don't want to say that you want to release, but maybe you'd need one. 8 of Pentacles. I feel like you have seen that you can't do anymore. You've done everything you can do, Sagittarius. All your efforts, all your talents, all your skills, you've applied all of them. There's nothing you can do about that. It's time to surrender to the divine. It is time to surrender all of this to the divine and to see the natural cycles here, right? Like that there's only so much that you can do physically to shift things. Sometimes we just need to surrender to that divine timing, right? Even if we don't understand it, even if it's like, but I did everything I could, like I tried, I used all my efforts. I worked so hard. And yet adjustments are still required because it's a divine timing situation here. This is a divine timing situation here. Now, what will be the outcome for Sagittarius? The outcome, the 3 of Swords. Oh boy, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. There's something that is hurting your heart. Making this adjustment is going to feel difficult. There's separation here. There's conflict, separation. There's pain. Your heart's broken, right? And you feel like, I always think of this card as like you took someone's words to heart. And it's like, it hurt. It hurt. This is very painful, this card. This is a time where you're really understanding yourself through the pathway of a challenging mental situation, something that's very challenging for you to accept. And it almost feels like it's personal. It feels like it's here to hurt you. You know what I mean? And again, that to me is a reflection of when we don't surrender to the divine, when we don't see things as learning experiences and we take things personally as opposed to sort of understanding that maybe this was designed to teach me something that's going to move me forward after some adjustments, after some healing, and by not being too proud to do that work and to heal. Bottom of the deck is the Moon in reverse, followed by the Fool in reverse. I haven't been taking reversals, but as I look at this, that says to me that there is a part of you that is resisting something because there is an unknown element around you. It's almost like I'm sort of feeling like the timing is the unknown element. You're like, well, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And I feel like, look at that, surrender, right? Look at this Fool card. Just falling backwards, trusting that flower of life will catch you and make the experience make sense, right? But it's almost like you have to surrender to the divine to understand that, because this moon is very mysterious. There's a deeper meaning here. It's not all just about how painful it was. There is a deeper meaning here. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The World card is here. These are the natural cycles of life. And you can even see that cycle expressed here in this 8 of Pentacles. I feel like Sagittarius is going to be experiencing a shift that they don't understand, but they know they must surrender to. but you might feel like you don't have all the information. And you might not have all the information. This moon card could be speaking to sort of the mysteries of life, right? And we don't, sometimes, we have to move on without knowing. Oh, wow. This is feeling a lot like Leo's reading, which was a heartbreaker as well. Fire signs are going through it this week, my friends. And you know what, I say that, and this card is the full moon in Leo. So maybe some of you have placements in Sagittarius and Leo. Yeah. Well, okay, let's see. What are the guiding messages here from the Angel Oracle? What are the guiding messages here from the Angel Oracle for my Sagittarius? Oh. Mother and Father God, honesty and communication, and harmony and resolution. Yeah. Listen, Sagittarius, I don't hold back when I do readings, and that might trigger some people, but I've got to say what's coming up for me. I feel like a Sagittarius somewhere is going to have to adjust to something that has to do with their parents. And it might involve something that's going to be really painful, but there is harmony in this resolution. There is harmony in this resolution. And I feel like you're going to understand things in a way where you'll be able to sort of communicate your truth once you make those adjustments, honesty and communication. And you might be feeling this now. You might be feeling that this is coming up now, and you're already sort of resisting it, right? But it will bring in this resolution that has to do with your parents, Mother, Father, God. I feel like it's divinely timed, and it will bring harmony and resolution to you, and you'll be able to see things that are really mysterious right now, and that you will take this leap of faith, and you'll move into the next phase of your life. I don't know, man, I gotta say it. I feel like someone's gonna lose their parents this week, or someone has lost their parents and is still healing from that. Oh, Sag. It's so hard, right? It's so hard to let go of things when we don't understand why. And the Hierophant, the devil, the world, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like once you make the adjustments emotionally, you're going to be okay, Sag. You're going to be just fine. This is a Capricorn energy card, so you might have placements in Capricorn as well. But it's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be a really big adjustment. Let's see what frequencies can come in here to support Sagittarius as they move through this adjustment that might involve their parents. It might involve your parents, the relationship with your parents. Let's see. Change. Something is changing, yeah. The frequency of change supports the ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of our reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what's happening. Sag is going to go through a big shift. And, I hope I didn't trigger anybody, but at the same time, I got to say what's coming through here. I feel like it's going to involve the natural cycles of life, and accepting that change, accepting that transition, and accepting that shift. And that with this change, there will be fortune for you. You will experience a blessing from this change that you can't see right now because it hurts too much to even think about it. But everything will be fine in the end. You will adjust. These are the natural cycles of life. Oh, I don't know why the fire sign readings are making me want to cry today. The Leo one was really rough. And so is this one. So, I'm going to leave it at that for you, Sagittarius. Sending you lots of love and light. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again in another reading. Take care.